Yucky Worms by Vivian French, illustrated by Jessica Alberg. One day when I was in Gran's garden, Gran dug up a slimy, slithery, wiggly worm. "Yuck!" I said. "Throw it away." "Throw it away?" Gran looked horrified. "Why would you throw away one of your friends?" "You can't be friends with a worm," I said. "You can't even tell which end is which." "Yes, you can. Watch." Gran put the worm down. It gave a kind of squirmy wriggle and disappeared really fast, pointy end first. As the rounded end vanished, Gran said, "There goes its tail." I bent down to look, and I could see it had left a little tunnel. "Where's it gone?" I asked. "Home," Gran said. "It's an earthworm. It lives in the earth." "Does it eat earth too?" I wanted to know. "It eats tiny, tiny stones and bits of grit," Gran told me. "But worms eat other things as well, like rotting leaves and flowers and fruit and dead insects. They especially like eating at night when it's cool. The stones and grit help to grind everything up in the worm's stomach, and then the worm poos it back out." Gran pointed at the flower bed. "Look, can you see?" I bent down and I saw a weird, long, curly worm made of earth. "That's a worm poo," Gran said. "It's called a cast. You know when you recycle things? Well, worms do it too. There's still a lot of goodness left in the things a worm eats. And when the goodness comes out again as poo, it helps plants to grow big and strong. And as the worms move about under and over the earth, the poo gets spread around the garden. That's why the worms are my friends." Gran gave me a thumbs up. "It's not just their poo that's good for plants. The tunnels they dig loosen the soil so roots can stretch out and air and rainwater can get in." "But it's dangerous being a worm," Gran said. I stared at her. "Dangerous?" She smiled at me. "Lots and lots of animals think worms make the best sort of dinner. Birds love them, and so do moles, badgers, frogs, hedgehogs and foxes. Even some slugs eat worms. And human beings slice them with spades and spike them with forks. It's a tough life." "Cutting them in half doesn't hurt them, Gran," I said. "They just turn into two worms and keep on growing." Gran shook her head. "Poor worms. Lots of people think that, but it's not true." She put her fork down. Time for a snack. Gran had tea and I had orange juice. "Can I dig up a worm?" I asked. "If it rains," Gran said, "the worms will come up on their own." I took a biscuit. "What if it doesn't rain?" Gran winked at me. "We'll use the watering can and pretend." I finished my biscuit as fast as I could. "Can we trick the worms now?" Gran went to fill the watering can and I watered the earth. Then I stood back. I didn't want the worms chewing at my shoes. "They only put their heads out," Gran promised. "And it'll be a while before they do." Gran was right. I had time to eat 2 more biscuits before she said, "Look." "Wow," I said. I could just see the tip of the worm above the earth. "Now watch this." Gran stamped and the worm disappeared. "Did it see you?" I asked. Gran shook her head. "Worms don't have eyes. They feel vibrations, though, and a thump like that might mean a hungry bird landing. Danger!" Gran dug her fork in the ground. Up came lots of earth and wriggly worms. She picked one up and washed it in the watering can. "Mustn't drop it," she said. "They can't swim." Gran put the clean worm on some paper and held it near my ear. I could hear a tiny rustling noise. "What's that?" "They're covered in tiny bristles," Gran said. "The bristles and their muscles help them to move." I've got muscles too. I bent my arm so Gran could see. If you've got so many muscles, she said, maybe you'd like to help me plant my sunflower seedlings. Okay, I nodded, and then I thought of something. When I go to school on Monday, I'm going to say that I've got lots of new friends. Good idea, Gran said. Actually, I said, I might not actually say they're worms. How to be a wormologist. Look out for worm casts in your garden or in the park, leaves sticking up from the earth, worms on the surface after the rain. Experiment by watering a dry patch of grass or earth and watching to see if the worms come up. Tapping on the ground to see if you can make the worm believe it's raining. Carefully digging up a forkful of earth and counting how many worms you can find. A worm in the hand. When you pick up a worm, remember to be respectful. A worm is a living creature. Check how it feels. Is it smooth? Is it slimy? Can you feel the bristles? Watch how it moves. Is it a youngster or an adult? Put the worms back in the newly dug earth and watch how it wriggles away. Always wash your hands after touching worms.